welcome to Glasgow. The countdown is well and truly on. Just 1 day to go until Josh Taylor puts all his marbles on the line and takes on mandatory challenger Jack Catterall across the road at the Hydro. We cannot wait. Johnny Nelson, Matt Macklin. Matt, this is a proper fight, isn't it?
Proper fight. You've got the undisputed super lightweight champion of the world defending against his mandatory challenger who's also undefeated. Two southpaws. Should be a great fight. Just how much of a risk is this for Josh Taylor? He's worked so hard to get all those belts.
It's a big risk, but in his head, this is he believes he is the best in the world. And it doesn't matter what you or I think. He believes he's the best in this division. And especially when we did the gloves are off, how he spoke, how he approaches his fight, he knows what job he's got to do, but he doesn't doubt himself. So as far as he's concerned, he's in a position to put a show on for his home crowd, and that's what he's looking forward to.
But Matt, what an opportunity for Jack Catterall. He's been extremely patient, hasn't he, waiting for this opportunity. Can he, do you think, come up and cause an almighty upset tomorrow night, do you think?
Well, look, he's earned his shot. He's an undefeated fighter. Yes, his level of opposition has been a few levels below the opposition of Josh Taylor, but you don't make the move till you make the move. And, you know, people who are around him, his camp, they say, look, this kid's, you know, he can make that step. He just needs the chance. And, you know, on Saturday night, we're going to see, can he do it? I think Jamie Moore has been saying that this week, hasn't he? Of going, yes, it's a step up, but until you get your opportunity, you don't know, and then you can seize it, Johnny.
For Catterall, I think Jamie Moore might be the calming voice he needs for this fight, to just say, do not fight a fire you cannot win. You know, Taylor is angry, he's stubborn, he wants to get in your face, and Catterall's not giving it to him. He's had, 26 fights, he's the younger fighter, he's the one that's not had the opportunity to test himself as far as he's concerned. So now, come fight now, if he can back up his boast, you know, in a silent way when the bell goes, that's what he's looking forward to. But Taylor, he's a tough act to walk through. He's a tough act.
And of course, it's a long-awaited homecoming for Josh Taylor, isn't he? He hasn't fought in Scotland, since 2019. And what a night it's going to be. Just how special an atmosphere is it going to be? It's going to be jumping in that high. I mean, it's going to be unbelievable. The roof is going to come off the place. The atmosphere is going to be electric. But, you know, there's a certain pressure that comes with that too, because Josh Taylor, even though he's saying, I just want the win, I'm not focused on, you know, trying to put on a show, look, subconsciously he will feel like, I really want to make a statement. I want everyone walking away from there saying, what a fight, what a performance, Josh Taylor, Terence Crawford, all that. But even though he's been adamant all week that's not the case, he's totally focused on Jack Catterall. That will be there a little bit.
Fight out of Spain. It takes to the scales. Or 154 pounds. And now, please welcome his opponent, Kieran Malloy. Kieran Malloy at 5 feet 11 inches tall, making his debut as a professional, a former bronze medalist for the EU Championships.
On his shoulders, isn't there?
Yeah, good fighter. Brian Peters told me about him a couple of years ago, actually, so I have been keeping my eye out for him. This is his pro debut. Really looking forward to seeing him as a professional. I've seen him a few clips on the pads and different things. I think he's a right-handed southpaw, and if he is, that'll fall into the same Andy Lee, Winky Wright mold. They were right-handed southpaws. But yeah, a lot of expectations on this kid. He's got big hopes, wants to go all the way, and a lot of people saying they believe he can. Early days, of course.
Very early days. Johnny, do you think he could be looking to make a statement tomorrow night, Kieran Malloy?
Of course, when you're unboxing on such a big bill as far as you're concerned, it's that fight. You want people to talk about it. You want to stand out, or you want to at least be in the whispers of people's conversation, because he hopes to have a future in this. You know, he wants to make it his full-time limit. So, of course, you know, again, another excellent opportunity. It's not like he's boxing in Timbuktu. He's got his chance to fight and show off.
It seems seems to be the common theme, Matt, this week around Fight Week, how all the fighters are so thrilled, so excited to be on the platform and experiencing what is going to be a fantastic night tomorrow night.
Oh, of course. I mean, this is how you make a name for yourself. You've been an amateur, you've been in the championships, you've dreamed of this day and how that's going to develop and progress, and this is your first one, so you get that first taste, and to be on a big card as well. You know, that's exactly what you want it to be. And you know, I think someone like Malloy, I think he had a really good amateur career, but I think he's going to have a better pro career because he's strong. I think he's got a bit more time to sit down on his shots. It'll suit him better, his style, I mean.
He's 23 years old. He's ambitious, he's hungry. Oh yeah, of course, that's what he's hoping to do.
So Kurt Walker versus Yaroslav Hiradel, 4-6 rounds at featherweight. Again, a pro debut for Kurt tomorrow night, Matt. A lot of pressure on your pro debut to go out and produce the goods.
Well, especially when you've been a star amateur, and
exactly.
he was an Olympia, and in that Olympics he beat the reigning world champion from Uzbekistan, then lost out to Duke Reagan, who went on from America, who went on to win the silver medal. So, you know, he was really disappointed that he didn't medal, but he was still outstanding at those Olympic Games. So, you know, now it's the pro game. Now it's the start of the pro career, and this is his debut again on a big card, big platform, lots of eyes. You know, live on Sky Sport, also televised on ESPN Plus in the US. He will want people talking about him on Sunday morning after a great performance on Saturday night.
He weighed in at 9 stone 3 pounds.
9 stone 3 then for Kurt Walker. He's trained by Adam Booth, Johnny, and of course we know Adam Booth is a trainer. He's not a trainer to take on someone that he doesn't truly believe can go and do some great things.
Not at all. And the one thing I find with really good amateurs that turn professional, sometimes it's a completely different game. You can get away with fighting a certain level of opponents at first, but eventually, you know, you're put under pressure. You're no longer the star. You're no longer the main attraction. So it's not just dealing with the physical side; it's dealing with the mental side as well. Adam Booth's very good at motivating the fighter. Just get on with the job in hand and don't worry about anything else.
So these two part of our stream coverage tomorrow night on Sky Sports. Just want to say a welcome along to our ESPN Plus viewers and our top-ranked social viewers, and of course our Sky Sports viewers, wherever you're watching, Matt, around the world. We're global.
Absolutely, we are indeed.
So 6 rounds at welterweight, Paddy Donovan versus Miroslav Serban. Now Paddy Donovan, he's dubbed the best looking fighter since Muhammad Ali by none other than Bob Arum. Johnny, we were talking about this earlier. I mean, that's a big statement, isn't
Bob Arum is 90 years old.
Johnny.
Johnny? Yeah, I heard that. Bob Arum is 90 years old, so his eyesight's not too good. But Bob knows how to try and sell a fight. He's old school, isn't he? But,
I love it. Forget the boxing, it's just what he looks like.
Yeah. He needs to be able to fight.
Exactly.
Oh, well, look at Top Rank. They say you know there's two things we look for: ability and marketability.
10 stone and 5 pounds, or 145 pounds.
So 10 stone 5 under the limit. That's all good. Matt, carry on.
Yeah, no, just saying that we were talking about Paddy Donovan and we were saying about the marketability and the ability, and he has both. And when you have both, then you have the potential not just to be to go on and become a great fighter and a champion, but to also become a star. And he has that star quality.
What is it about him though that it gives him that star appeal, do you think?
I think he's very confident, self-assured, good talker. As Bob said, he has the looks. He's an exciting style. He has punch power as well. So I think if this kid keeps winning and keeps progressing and improving, there's he's a big future ahead of him.
Currently 7-0, Johnny. How quickly do you move a fighter like Paddy?
It's frustrating because his fan base will want to see him succeed and pull something off. They've got to get him all shapes and sizes to get him the experience coming through, because when it really counts. Now's not when it counts, and now he's just got to go through the ups and downs of it. But when it really counts, and you're in deep waters with experienced fighters, all this experience is what gets you through. All this experience is what helps you win titles and gets you that next step.
What kind of fight are you expecting, Matt, tomorrow night?
Look, I think Paddy Donovan's levels above where this already. I think he'll have done that in the gym, he'll have shown it, etc. But you've still got to move, at the right pace in the pro game. So he's probably the right opponent. But I do expect Paddy to put on a scintillating performance. He'll want to stand out. There's a lot of people on this card.
How tough is that? He's only 23 years old. He's still so young. There's a lot of pressure on your shoulders to deal with.
He is, but he's 7-0 now, and he's trained with Andy Lee, and he's been around a lot of experienced fighters, Tyson Fury, all these people, and there's a lot of good fighters on this card, and they'll all want to steal the show of the undercard.
Versus Paddy, the real deal, Donovan.
A few smiles there at the face-off. Just sizing him up.
Yeah.
Few words, Matt.
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't think you're going to.
I can't lip read from this far.
I don't think you can understand a word he's saying anyway. So it doesn't matter what he's whispering in his ear.
It's one of those, Johnny. You get the gist.
Middleweight division. First, we welcome to the scales, Malam Varela.
So Bilal Ali versus Malam Varela. 6 rounds at middleweight. Second pro outing in as many weeks for Bilal, Matt.
Yeah, look, it's great that there's continuity, there's great momentum, he's staying busy, and that's great to see.
And also, Johnny, for Bilal, he had almost like a pause on his career for a while. It's good for him to get some momentum back.
Without a doubt, and the age he's at, he needs to try and get as many fights in as possible. He needs to get as much experience as possible. He's 33 years old, so now he's not in a position where he can take his time. He's got to try and grab every opportunity that comes, sparring, every show going. He's just got to keep himself busy.
Well, both fighters, Matt, have said that the opportunity tomorrow night to be on such a big card, big exposure, is a dream come true, and it means the world to them, this kind of opportunity, as it does, like I said, to so many fighters on the card.
Yeah, and I think maybe, especially these, look, when you've had a good amateur pedigree and momentum, you sign with a good promoter, and they're going to back you and invest in you, you're going to get opportunities. These type of guys, they're not going to probably get too many opportunities, so when they do get them, they have to seize them, they have to make sure they impress.
How do they look to you, Johnny? Both look in good shape?
Looking great shape. I hear, good things about him. But you remember fighting Anthony Ogogo?
Yeah.
I hope he's not going to be that case where you've got someone that's so talented that didn't reach their full potential because of time or whatever else. So he needs to try and catch up. He's playing big catch up. Looks the part, got everything going for him.
Now
So
we move to the super middleweight division, 1 over 8 rounds. First, please welcome the Game, Jordan Grant.
So this fight is a late addition to the card, but I think we should say a very welcome late addition to the card on live TV. John Docherty versus Jordan Grant, making all the right noises around John Docherty.
Yeah, look, he's a guy that was, getting a lot of. There was a good buzz around him. He was knocking people out, blasting them out. Then he stepped up against Jack Cullen
fight camp.
in the fight camp, and it was a step too far too soon. He'd been used to blasting guys out of there. He tried to blast Cullen out, didn't work, and ran out of steam really. And Cullen just too experienced from at that time. So I think he will have learned a lot from that.
8 pounds and 5 ounces. Or 176 pounds.
176 pounds then for Jordan Grant.
Yeah, so that's just over the light heavyweight limit.
His opponent as an amateur British junior champion, Commonwealth youth gold medalist, and European.
Yeah, like we say, he was really touted there at one time. John Docherty, he was fielding good. He was blasting guys out of there, but had that loss.
But you can't be defined by your losses.
No, absolutely not. And I can testify to that, as can Johnny, more than as much as anyone. I lost too early on in my career. Everything I achieved in boxing was after that. So, I learned more from those losses than 10 wins put together.
Yeah, 24 years old, 12 fights, 11 wins. Yeah, John Docherty. Again, it's about learning. You've got to learn. Yeah.
At 12 stone and 4 pounds, or 172 pounds.
Yeah, just over the super middleweight limit. I mean, his opponent come in a few pounds heavier. Actually, the light heavyweight over the light, but this is a super middleweight contest. You know, as we were saying, both me and Johnny saying there, the loss doesn't define you. Often it can be the loss that ends up making you. You learn so much more from the defeat, and I think it'll be the same for him. You know, he was a little bit inexperienced when he fought Cullen. He tried to blast him out of there, as he had done all the previous opponents, but Cullen was tougher, more experienced, was able to stand up to it and give it him back, and in the end, Docherty just ran out of steam, and it was a great win for Cullen, but that will have hurt him. He'll have gone back to the drawing board, looked at things, made the adjustments, and I expect to see an improved John Docherty on Saturday night.
And what kind of fight are you expecting to see, Johnny?
I think he want to put on a show. I think he want to put on a show. I think he want to put on a show. He want to show off, and they want people to again pay attention to him, show what his skills are, show his amateur pedigree.
Well, both fighters have fought recently, in fact, in the last couple of weeks. So they should be fit and ready.
Fit and ready and sharp and confident. You can see them there. They both are giving it the eyeballs. Nice to see the respect there.
We introduce in the super bantamweight division. Please welcome to the scales, Catterall.
6 rounds at bantamweight then. Ebony Jones versus Catterall. Ebony Jones, so far so good for her. She's been so keen to get out again after we saw her last year make a professional debut. What do you like about Ebony?
I was quite impressed with her debut. I thought she had a nice rhythm to her, good shot selection, good variety. Short and small, but was able to good judge of distance. Yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing her develop and progress.
It's very early days, Johnny, but how much potential do you think does Ebony have?
Former Team GB, the skills there, otherwise you don't get on the podium for no reason. So, and there's great opportunity there. We're not even on stage yet. There's great opportunity there for them as well. So you just got to wait, just wait and see. Just wait and see as the fights roll on. See what's to offer. See how they adapt. I think they're hanging in the back. You just got to see how they adapt, see how they get comfortable. Oh, there she is.
World-class boxing, Taylor versus Catterall. Right now, in the super bantamweight division, Catterall takes to the scale.
7 fights, won 4. 40 years old.
Been here in the UK for 7 years, but she's former Celtic amateur champion, Catterall. A decent opponent for Ebony, perhaps not a world beater though.
No, but the thing is, in women's boxing, you know, when you've got a fighter that's like in their 30s or the 40s or early 40s, they've not had as much wear and tear as most fighters have had, because obviously there's not been enough depth in opponents. So don't be fooled by the age. Don't be fooled out about it at all. You know, it's the experience that she's got coming through.
Do you think Ebony will be looking to get some rounds tomorrow night?
Yeah, she's got to.
Yeah.
She's got to, because there's
at
no
that
point.
Stage in her career, she needs to get those under her belt.
Yeah, there's no point blasting anybody out at this stage, because otherwise you're going to get to a certain point and have no experience.
Ebony Jones weighed in at 8 stone, 13 pounds and 5 ounces. For 126 pounds.
So 126 pounds for Ebony Jones. It is such a great time to be part of women's boxing, isn't it? We've got Natasha Jonas with us tomorrow night. Of course, she became world champion last week. We saw Clarissa Shields fighting a couple of weeks ago. It is just a brilliant time.
Well, if you go back 2 or 3 years ago and then look at it where it is now, it's just come on. I mean, no end, leaps and bounds. It's just a completely everyone views it completely different to what they did back then. You know, I suppose you could, if you go right back to the Katie Taylor turning pro, that was probably the start of it, I think, really, and it's just gone from strength to strength to strength.
I remember going to the dressing room at Wembley watching speaking to Ebony Jones before. She was like, big shine, a bit timid, and then that's so a fight. Two completely different characters, and they've got high hopes for her. I mean, massive hopes for this young girl.
She's certainly exciting to watch, isn't she?
Yeah, she is. She can. Don't let looks fool you. She can fight for fun.
She's also a fighter, Matt, that wants to entertain as well.
Yeah. Sorry, I thought that's what it's all about. There's no point in being a good fighter if, one, you don't put bums on seats and people don't want to fight you. You know, you've got to be a good fighter where people like, they know what they're going to get from you, one way or another.
Yeah, and I think because she's quite short for the weight as well, she likes to get inside and throw whoops to the body. She likes the right hands over the top, so she's got that aggressive come forward style.
That's fight beat 10. Eric Boom Boom takes the scales. Once again, a very warm welcome to you all who just joined us here at the Scottish event campus.
Johnny, this will be a fight that you will have a keen eye on, I'm sure. Scott Forrest, Eric Nazarian. A big night for Scott Forrest tomorrow night. It's his professional debut at cruiserweight.
Yeah, you know, you always like to assess the cruiserweights coming through, and well, I do, just to try and get a measure of how far they think you can go on. In my head, the standard had dropped a little bit when it was in domestic level. So there's a great opportunity there for a new star to be born. So it's a great time to just have the eyes on you, because if you're going to do something, you're going to pull something off. This is a great time to have that, to be catapulted into that situation.
And now introducing his opponent, making his professional debut, please welcome Scott Forrest.
How do you think Scott's style will suit the pro ranks, Matt?
You know, I'm interested to see. He's training with Declan O'Rourke down in Liverpool, so you know, they've got a stable there. They've got some cruiserweights there as well, so it'll be good sparring. He was a good amateur. I mean, you can look at his physique.
He's in good shape, isn't he? He's very strong.
Solid.
Yeah.
Meant to be, you know, good boxer too. Good, like I say. Look, this card. There's a few debuts, isn't there? There's a lot of amateur pedigree down the whole card. So, like I say, those guys making their debut who are good amateurs. Let's hear his weight. Yeah, so just, I think just over the cruiserweight limit, is it? 14.5?
Yeah, 2 and 4.
So, yeah, I mean, all these debutants, they're going to be the ones, they are going to want to be the ones who steal the show.
Looks in good shape though, Johnny.
He's in great shape. He's more of a shape of a bodybuilder than a fighter, so that might work at this stage here. We want to see how loose he is, how fluent he is, and having such mass in the shoulders and the arms. If he can carry it well, good on him, but compared to his opponent, the obvious is he looks in better shape.
Once again, ladies and gentlemen, in the cruiserweight
Well,
division,
Scott's known Josh Taylor since he was 14, so a special night for both of them. It would be so lovely for him to go and watch him as well. He's known him for such a long time.
Yeah, I mean, it's nice, isn't it, that he's making his debut on the undercard.
He has got a bit of a baby face, though, hasn't he?
ladies and gentlemen, this next contest is for the vacant Scottish heavyweight title. We are about to make history once again, as it has been 71 years since this title was contested on Scottish soil. We first welcome the first challenger from Glasgow, Scotland. He is known as the Ghost. Please welcome Jay McFarlane.
Now, McFarlane has been like a bit of a jack in the box all week. And today, Matt and I were watching him walk in again. You're thinking, is this kid going to burn himself out before he actually gets in the ring? He's a bit of a character.
Just a tad. These two have been a lot of fun all week, but there's a genuine bit of spite between these two, man.
I thought he was auditioning for a part in Braveheart. No, great character.
You've got to be a heavyweight, haven't you, to carry off that green hair?
Yeah, hey, listen, one thing is, everybody was talking about him all week, that they've been talking about him, so let's just hope, again, he can back up the balls, but he's clearly a fan's favourite because you either love him or hate him.
I've seen him shaping up at the media workout, and you know he's got some nice moves. He's quite relaxed. He's got a fluid style. He was blowing heavy at the media workout though, so I don't know what the gas is like, but certainly he's got a few moves.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the Glasgow Warrior, Nick Campbell.
So it's still early days for Nick Campbell. He's 4-0.
Nick Campbell.
What are you looking to see from him tomorrow night? What do you think he'll be looking to get out tomorrow night?
He's 32 years old. He's getting with a guy that's 9 years younger than him.
Victories.
That's a bit of a character. This could be a good little test for him because this guy's bringing something else to the table. Be aggressive, bit of spite, trying to get under his skin. So this is where you learn. But at 32 years old, for Campbell's got to hold his head, keep his calm, keep his cool. Don't let whatever antics are in front of him get under his skin. That's part of the game. It's not just getting there and fighting at this stage in your career.
He's a former rugby player. He'll be used to Johnny and not letting his opposition get in his head. That's surely got to help him stand in good stead as well for things like this.
That's why you get different shapes and sizes of opponent. Let's see what happens when they get face to face.
One thing's for sure, Jay McFarlane is absolutely enjoying every moment of this match.
He's living it, isn't he? He's soaking it up. He's playing his part. He's a character. I would imagine he's going to try and get in the face now of Nick Campbell. He's been trying to do it all week, the media workouts, the press conference.
And perhaps the longer this fight goes, Johnny, the more it could favour McFarlane.
Yes, without a doubt. Without a doubt. He's done more rounds. He's actually boxed more rounds. Like, it's just, I don't know if this is bravado or if he can actually back up the balls. Campbell, there's nothing outstanding about him, but you know what, there's high hopes for him, so we'll see.
You know, Campbell can be a bit stiff, a bit robotic, can force things a little bit. You can see McFarlane's a lot looser, more relaxed.
Right.
Albeit a lot more fired up.
I'm sorry, I'm struggling now. I think this kid's going to burn himself out before we pass 3 rounds.
Things for sure. We're looking forward to seeing it. Right, let's hear what Nick Campbell's got to say. He's with Andy Scott now.
Nick, the hair, the face paint, the get-up from Jay, has it had any effect on you at all as you went face-to-face with him there? There's been a few mind games this week.
Nah, just it's noise. Empty vessels make the most noise, so that's all I've got to say about it.
71 years since this title was contested. How confident are you that you'll be lifting that title tomorrow night?
Listen, I train really hard. I dedicate myself to the sport. I take it seriously. I try and be as professional as I possibly can. And I'm here to put on a show for the Glasgow fight fans in my home city.
Finally, can you give us a prediction?
Me winning.
Good luck.
Thank you.
All right, well, it is time for our chief support to get underway.
Ladies
on
and
the scales.
gentlemen,
Let's hand
it
you
is now
to
time
MC
to weigh
Mark
in
Chinook.
our co-feature on behalf of everybody at Top Rank Boxing. We do want to thank Boxer and Sky Sports for their incredible hospitality this week. We are thrilled to be here in Glasgow with everyone. It is our co-feature, scheduled for 10 rounds in the featherweight division. Please welcome from Athy, Ireland, Eric Lily White Lightning Donovan!
So 10 rounds at featherweight between Robesi Ramirez and Eric Donovan. This fight could be one for the purist, man.
This is going to be a out-and-out boxing match. I think you've got two very well-schooled technical boxers, and I think it'll be a game of chess.
Donovan at 36. Again, like his opponent, a gifted amateur, they have the skills. At 36 years old, I don't know what he expects to do or his ambitions are at this stage in his life. But I'll tell you one thing, it's a good fight. It's a really good fight for these two to get against him. And like Mike said,
it's an excellent fight, and it's one that's got a lot of intrigue around it, Matt, to see what happens. I mean, Robesi Ramirez, standout amateur, but had that almighty upset, didn't he, in his debut, and was almost written off because of that. And again, it just shows you cannot write someone off.
No, one of the most decorated amateurs in recent times, Ramirez, double Olympic gold medalist. I mean, that's an exclusive club to be part of.
9 stone 5 ounces,
9'5",
126 pounds. 9 stone 5 ounces,
and he says he's more comfortable around the super featherweight division as opposed.
Please welcome his
Is it 9'5", he said? Yeah, 9'5", so super featherweight, as opposed, he throws Alpha Barrett up at lightweight, so he's confident being back down at that weight, Donovan. But Ramirez, like I say, part of an exclusive club, double Olympic gold medalist, sensational amateur, shock defeat on his pro debut. But it says he's learned a lot from that, and even the fight since then, he's gone through longer rounds, sitting down on his shots more.
My worry is they've got two fighters that stayed in the amateur game system too long, and I just don't get it. I just think, you know what, you've got the skills. What's more important, getting that Olympic gold? I get that, or making a statement in the amateur.
Well, for a lot of people, Johnny, it is to get the Olympic gold.
All right, so now they're turning pro, and they've got to think this is proper fast track, because these guys at the age they're at, the best years could be
time man on your side. He's I think Ramirez 28 years old now.
28 years old.
28.
What Johnny's saying is, after that first Olympic gold, he could have gone then. He'd have been 23, and then he could have grown into the pro game.
I'm trying to understand why he wouldn't move on after that first Olympic gold and then step into the pro game.
Although from being from Cuba, maybe he didn't get the chance to defect.
Nine stone 5 ounces, 9 stone 5 ounces, 126
9 stone 5 ounces.
pounds,
Then how
126.
does Eric Donovan go about beating someone like Ramirez, Johnny?
He has the skills. He's knocked half of his opponents out, so he can punch and he can box, and that's what he's got to depend on. And if he's good enough, he'll get through. I have a funny feeling this match being made, they've probably got a plan for the winner, they're probably hoping the winner being Ramirez. I think they've got a plan for the winner to, I don't know, be challenged for a world title or put himself into position for one, because, as I say, time isn't on their side either.
I know the guys at top ranking the matchmakers, and they'll definitely be looking to move Ramirez quick. I mean, this is a good fight, especially with it being here in Scotland.
Ladies
Eric
and
Donovan,
gentlemen,
boxing on
this
display against Alpha
is
Barrel for
our
lightweight, lost, but
co-feature,
put in a really good
scheduled for
performance
10
that night.
rounds
So,
in the featherweight
they'll be looking
division.
at him and thinking, Ramirez beats him and looks good. Okay, we know we can step him up again.
I mean, it's a big ask, because we know what our main event is. Star-studded. But could this fight potentially steal the show, do you think? Could it?
It wouldn't steal the show over here because the fans will probably not be familiar with these two fighters, but this is a good trade fight. This is a fight where the winner of these two, will be in touching distance Ramirez more than anybody to get a shot at world title. So this is a calculated move.
Yeah, this is a fight that the purists will enjoy. I don't think this is going to be the armchair casual will enjoy. This is going to be a war of attrition. This is going to be a technical boxing match.
Both fighters very much ready for the occasion. I think we're hoping to hear it from both fighters. Just getting their tops on. Let's head down to Andy Scott then.
Rebasi, you're known as the Train. The Trainer's rolled into Glasgow this week. You've cut a very relaxed figure, but you are a long way from home. How comfortable were you making that weight, and what can you tell us about what's coming tomorrow night?
Te dicen el tren, estás rodando aquí, llegaste como el tren, te sientes cómodo con la situación, hiciste el peso. ¿Cómo te sientes? ¿Qué esperamos el sábado?
No, me siento súper bien. Realmente esto era lo que veníamos, a dar show, a que el público viera realmente la carrera que estoy haciendo en el boxeo profesional. El peso es parte del trabajo y realmente nada, alegre de estar aquí, de ver a tantos fans viendo todo.
I am really happy. This is part of my job. You know, we had to make weight. That's the first step. We got that over with, and now we're going to put on a great show. I'm excited to have the fans here in the UK get reacquainted with me again. So we just can't wait till Saturday night.
Best of luck. Mucha suerte. You're free to go. And let's just bring Eric straight over. Yeah. Eric, biggest fight of your career against arguably your toughest opponent. Just set this up for us tomorrow night. What can we expect from you?
I can expect everything. I'm coming with everything, honestly. I trained too hard for this, worked too hard for this. I'm in the best shape of my life. It's the biggest fight of my life, so it's very apt that I'm in the best shape of my life, and I'm ready. I'm ready to go tomorrow, and I have the beatings of Ramirez. Sometimes when you get a fighter up against a world-class opponent, no matter how good they perform, they just don't have it inside them to beat them. I know I have it inside me. I know I got the skills. I have the pedigree. So if I can pull it together tomorrow night and perform to the best of my ability, I can get the victory here. And that's what I'm focused on, and it's all systems go for tomorrow night.
I'll let you go. All the best of luck. Go well.
Nice to see Pascal Collins in the mix. I've known Pascal from his days of fighting. He's a very wise head.
Yeah, looking forward to seeing that fight. That is for sure. Right, it is time for our main event weigh-in. Let's hand you back to MC Mark Chinook.
Ladies and gentlemen, it is now time to weigh in our main event, scheduled for 12 rounds for the undisputed Super Lightweight Championship of the World. It all goes down tomorrow, Saturday, February 26th, from the OVO Hydro here in Glasgow, Scotland, 7 p.m. local time, 2 p.m. Eastern back in the United States, broadcasting live on Sky Sports, Sky Sports News, and ESPN Plus. It is now time to weigh in the challenger, the WBO #1 ranked contender, bringing a undefeated record into the ring, 26-0, 13 victories coming by way of knockout. Please welcome from Lancashire, England, Jack El Gato Catterall!
Catterall has been a smooth customer all week, cool as you like, but that just seems to be his demeanour. That seems to be who he is, very calm, takes it all in his stride, Matt.
Yeah, very much so, and also Jamie Moore is like that as well, and that'll rub off on him. So
unless he's in the ring with you.
no, he was cool, calm and collected. That's why he beat me. I was too fired up, but no, look, that calm influence from Jamie. He's calm anyway. Don't get me wrong, but having that Jamie, same,
139 pounds.
Emotional.
913 stones, 139 pounds for the challenger.
139 pounds then for Jack Catterall.
It is
looking
now
good.
Time to bring out the champion. He too brings a perfect record into the ring. 18 victories, no defeats.
On their feet.
13 victories coming by way of knockout. He is the undisputed Super Lightweight
I bet he's been looking forward to this day for quite some time, and especially if this is his last fight at this weight. He's seen more come now. I think he looked a little drawn, and he said he can make the weight easy. So maybe it's a serious consideration to get to the next stage, that superstar status, to go up to welterweight 147 after this. But what a way to show off at home with all your belts. He's one of the few fighters that truly believe he is the best in the world, and in my opinion he is the best in the world in his division.
Let's just see what he comes in at on the scales.
140 pounds. 10 stone, 140 pounds for the champion.
For Josh Taylor. How does he look to you, Johnny?
I think he looks drawn. I think he looks
He's always quite big for the weight, though, isn't he?
Yeah, he's huge for the weight.
He's big for the weight. Under the eyes are dark. The jaw looks very drawn. I think it looks drawn. He might be able to make the weight, and I always say I could get you down to 4 stone, but you know, might not be able to tie your shoelaces. He needs to be able to perform at his best, his optimum, at the weight he's at. So far, he can make the weight easy. So let's just keep an eye on that, because you know he's a big guy at the weight. He said he can make it easy because he trains hard, but...
Well, apparently one of his big changes amongst his team has been his nutritionist, and how much that has benefited him, especially in fight weeks. Mel, who looks after all his PR and everything, was saying that it's just maintained his level of concentration. He hasn't had the ups and downs and the mood swings. He's just felt more happier. So...
Look, Josh Taylor's a massive 140 pounder.
There is absolute beef between these.
12 rounds for the undisputed super lightweight championship of the world.
Josh Taylor all week, Matt, has been doing his best to try and get under Jack Catterall's skin. Does he need this animosity? Do you think Josh Taylor can bring out the best in him?
I think Taylor likes fire in the belly. You need someone to come back at you in order to get that. So I think he's been trying to prod and poke at Jack Catterall. Who hasn't really bit all week, but there was a little bit there. Jack Catterall put his hand on the throat of Josh Taylor, and he pushed him back, and you know the security got between them. But yeah, a little bit fiery there.
Looks like someone's trying to get someone into standing there in the middle of the ring, having a tear up with them, and that's exactly what Jack's done. He got the response he wanted from
Jack. Right, let's hear what Josh has got to say. He's with Andy Scott.
Josh, we know how big you are at this weight. 140 pounds, 10 stone, bang on. How did you feel on those scales?
Yeah, I feel good. You know, it's the easiest I've made the weight. John Poppy, my nutritionist, the last 2 times I've did the weight, it's been perfect, bang on. So, feel strong as an ox.
What happened at the head-to-head there?
I don't know. They were trying to put his hands on me, but you know what? I know I'll get a rise out of him today. I know I'll get a reaction, rile him up, and tomorrow he's gone flat on his back.
Before I let you go, just a message to these fans that have come out today.
Oh, brilliant. Thanks for coming in the day, everybody. The belts are staying here. Stay here in Scotland. Thank you, everybody. Cheers.
Josh, before I let you go, Marion Palatin, the WBO representative, there's a new belt here for you which commemorates your undisputed win over Jack Catterall. This is a presentation the WBO had asked to make.
Thank you very much. That's absolutely beautiful. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Best of luck tomorrow.
Well, we've got Jack Catterall with us. Jack, looking good. How are you feeling?
Yeah, feeling good now. I can enjoy it myself now, go and refuel in the room, chill out, and look forward to tomorrow.
It got a little bit tasty up there in the face-off. That seems to have been Josh's plan all week. He's tried his best to get under your skin. Is he? Has he?
No, definitely not. Listen, I seen when he climbed up the scales, he was marching over. Nice crowd here. You know what? I had more support here than he did, and it felt good. I fired up now and ready to go.
You've got a good level of support in here. Your fans over there have been trying to do their best to out-drown Josh's fans. What's your game plan tomorrow night? How do you beat someone like Josh Taylor?
I'm not going to give away the game plan now, so close to the fight, but I've certainly worked every aspect of my game to prepare myself for tomorrow night. It's about keeping a cool head in a hot kitchen, going in there and doing what I'm instructed to do.
And we all know, I mean, the hydro, what it's like when it's full, it's absolutely electric, it's jumping. How do you feel walking essentially into the Lion's Den? Are you going to feed off that? Does it bother you?
you know what, you don't truly know until you're in that situation. I've visualised it many times, and I said it yesterday. I'd be disappointed if I didn't get stuffed throat, boos tomorrow. If Josh were coming to Charlotte, he'd have to expect the same. So I know I'm up against it tomorrow with the crowd, but I've got a good team, and I'm confident I can do it.
It is a step up for you, but a step up that I'm sure you feel absolutely more than ready for. What would it mean to you if you were to win tomorrow?
It would mean the world to me. It's been 17 years since I first put a glove on, and to get all the way to fighting for the undisputed is massive.
Let's go back.
Jack, did you think Josh looked a bit tight at the weight in his eyes, his jaw? Did you think he looked it quite good?
Yeah, I mean, I never read too much into it. Fighters said it about me in the past. Well, I felt good. I feel good today. He did look a bit gone, but everybody recovers different. We've got 36 hours now to the fight, so we'll see.
What about yourself? How do you feel? Do you think will you put a lot on now between now and tomorrow night?
I'm hoping to put 12, 13 pounds on between now and fight night. The fight was in December for me, so I had to hold back a little bit and not kill it too soon. But said yesterday, I've been working with nutritionists now for 4 years. I'm getting better every time at doing the weight.
Last one before you go. Did you want that reaction? Did you want that reaction from Josh? You know,
yeah,
when
we expected that. I mean, I've fed him nothing all week. He's quite bamboozled by how I've been so laid back, but we'll give him a little bit today, and we'll see what happens.
Okay, I can see security trying to drag you away here, so let you go.
Thank you very much.
Good luck tomorrow, Jack. Good luck. I think that's what we were expecting from Josh Taylor, weren't we? To try and get that rise out of him. Because, like I said to Matt, he almost needs that.
But he was spot on. He said he's not expected anything from me all week. Like, every time they've met, he's just been calm and tranquil. So for the first time, he puts his hands on him and gets in his face. And Josh is thinking, you've done this in front of my own people. So yeah, it would have befuddled him a little bit. But, you know.
Also, you know, Jack Catterall's got... He's got a fair little contingency up here. They're pretty loud over there, that crowd from Chorley.
Like I said, they were doing their best to drown the others out.
I think you probably thought, I've got to give them something. It was all fun and games, but both fired up. I think Taylor certainly fired up.
How do you see the fight going? What do you think we're going to get? Are we going to get fireworks? Is it going to be a chess match?
Well,
what's it going to be, Johnny?
On what we've just seen there, I expect Taylor to try and go out there and try and beat him up and try and jump on him. He's got to contain himself. We know Taylor's the kind of guy that he's like a volcano waiting to erupt. So Catterall's got to take advantage of that. He wants to box him, wants him to run on. It's easy to box somebody that's walking into you like a bull in a matador. But you've got to talk him into boxing that way. I think Jack has done that. He talked him into bringing it on so he can outbox him.
I think Team Catterall will have looked at the Regis Prograde fight, because that was another southpaw.
They're quietly confident, Matt.
And I was thinking that's kind of, they were looking at that blueprint there. I think that was a close fight. Taylor won it, yes, but it was close. And they'll try and do a better job what Prograde did.
You know what's coming.
Prediction.
Yes.
No, I think you've got to go with Taylor. I think he's a strong favourite, but I think that I think it'll be closer than certainly closer than what the bookies are thinking. I think Catterall will step up a few levels. I think it is in him, and I think the fact that Taylor is so good, it will bring it out of him. But I think Taylor, experience, he's been at this level. I think he just gets him over the line.
Johnny?
Top Rank have brought a 30-strong team over to check out and look over Josh Taylor. They don't expect their man to lose. Josh Taylor's proved he's the best in the division. I think his next step is to move up a division to welterweight. That's what they're all hoping on. He has all the ability. He's proved that. He's answered all the questions. 19 fights. This is his 19th fight. You know, if you go by the record, you expect it. But you know what? Catterall might bring something new to the table.
Before he has any other aspirations, though, Johnny, he has to get through tomorrow night. And it is a fight you don't want to miss. The talking's done. The final face-off is done. The weigh-in's done. Make sure you join us tomorrow night live at 7 o'clock on Sky Sports. We'll see you then.